We are, thank you for allowing this transmission tonight. We are grateful that you all gathered. We would like to thank everyone that is on this call for your open heart and your willingness to know more about who you are, what's in this universe, in this multiverse, and what's really happening right now in your world. We would like to say that this upcoming year is going to be a big year for the expansion of consciousness, not only on your planet, but on other planet as well. The human race will have a quantum leap, a big jump this year. All of you, even the one that are not doing anything to increase the vibration. There's a critical mass of the people in your human race that are doing this work. And this is, if we could say, the tipping point into increasing the frequency vibration, not only in human beings, but also the planet itself. The sun has been quite active in the past few months and will remain. This light is there to bring you frequency, information, codes of light to make your cell vibrate so you can remember who you truly are. This process of remembering has already started for much of you, specifically people who are attending this call. Some of you have been at it for decades, while some other for just a few years. But it doesn't really matter because as people are awakening to their true self, the complexity, the multidimensionality of their existence, this is creating a strong vibration, re energizing the unity consciousness grid. This grid has been amplified by many of the people that have been honoring multidimensionality in their lives. So the connection to the stars, the connection to other planet, other galaxies, other races out there, parallel lives, parallel realities. This is all going on in the background, if we could say it that way. This is not the kind of stuff you will see on your media, but it is happening as you are all here as an example of that. This is all very exciting for us to connect to because we have been connecting with your planet for a long time. The channel, as he just spoke about in his introduction, is here to assist this transition on your planet. This is the sole purpose of is the reason why he's here, why he's back on the planet. This is a celebration tonight to be gathered here amongst old souls, friends, brothers and sisters, for him to be able to share this gift of being a portal again in this lifetime. Thank you for allowing this transmission to come to you. We hope you're going to make good use of this time and of the frequency vibration that you are experiencing right now as we are speaking through the channel. We are bringing your attention to your physical body and asking you to connect in a deeper way to your physical heart, which is carrying your divinity. Bring your attention to your heart right now and let your heart energy expand. Allow it to expand. Keep your attention on your heart, feeding this organ, this portal to other dimension. Remember who you are. Remember who you are. Allow to remember. All of you are multidimensional beings, and it's time to ride the wave of expansion as you have been doing, and we are inviting you to do it a little bit more than you've been doing it in your daily lives. When you're by yourself, but also when you're with people, to carry that frequency vibration within you, like the antenna and the emitter. Every time you are with other people, you are emitting this frequency that is vibrating inside of you. Hence why you are called human beings. So it's by your beings that you can actually impact the most other people. Area on this planet, physical area, you can bring positive energy to certain areas and help the energy to rise and to be transmuted into whatever you feel is the energy that should be at this place. For example, if you're seeing a sick plant, you can bring that healing energy, that vitality to your being and infuse this plant with this vitality, this healing energy. You have this ability. You are much more powerful than you think. You are all magicians. Remember that to your own colors. It's for you to discover what is your color. How are you going to bring your magic here? 2025, it's going to be about riding this wave of expansion of your divinity, of the magical that's living within you. Just putting a little bit more attention on it will allow it to unfold effortlessly. It's up to you to decide whether you do it or not. Allow it. Don't effort it. Allow it. Thank you for listening to our message. We hope this is valuable for you at this time. We are open to questions, comments.
Hi, Bra. I have a question about our microbiome. How are they related to our physical and mental health? Could you please talk about them?
Thank you for asking this question. That is an excellent question, meaning that your microbiome is literally improving your life or decreasing your life vitality. This is where everything is being nurtured to balance out the energy within your body because it lays in your digestive tract where everything is being transformed. So, taking care of your microbiome should be a daily thing. So, different ways you can take care of your microbiome. First of all, is through positive emotion, through expressing what you like, expressing who you are. Then, if we can hold positive emotion for long enough, this will promote the growth of a good bacteria and will heat, if we could say it that way, the pathogens in your system, what you call the bad bacteria or parasites or fungi. So, again, you are magicians, you can transmute. So, just energetically, you can do that. Have the intention to grow more good bacteria so your whole system can thrive because your microbiome is directly connected to your mental health through the digestive tract, the production of hormones like serotonin, dopamine, oxytocin, and all the other neurotransmitter that are keeping you into balance and keeping you into a healthy way of expressing yourself. So other ways you could do that is by having enough vegetables in your diet, specifically everything that has been fermenting will improve the microbiome itself. Now, some people might have a hard time digesting some of this food. So start small. Don't overload on these types of food at the beginning. Go slowly. What we advise as well is water hydration. Drinking enough water every day is really important for your whole organism, but also for your microbiome, as it will impact your pH. So go for a high quality water in a more basic pH if you have water filtration system or just natural spring water will do the trick. The other thing is oxygen breathing. So as probably many of you already know, being able to stabilize your central nervous system by getting enough oxygen, but also by breathing out enough to reduce the amount of CO2 in your system. So, having a regular breathing practice will help a lot your microbiome as it will balance out your nervous system and help you to be in what it's called heart brain coherence, which will help your body to shift gear into a self healing mechanism, self-healing way of being. And your digestive tract is directly affected by a dysregulated nervous system, hence increasing the amount of bad bacteria and the amount of acidity that will be in your system. So, doing the breathing practice to help your system is the most important thing. And then drinking water, and then doing the food protocol. Some supplements might be good, although they might not all be good. We suggest that you just don't take anything random off the shelf and you go see a practitioner or test it yourself energetically to see if this supplements, this probiotic, or any other supplements will be good for you. Because maybe for your system it's not great, but maybe for your brother it is helping. So everything is individualized. You must connect to your own energy, and you will feel if you are in contact and really tuning in the frequency vibration of that substance, if it's beneficial for you or if it's not beneficial for you. You need to be aware of subtle energy in your system to be able to do that. Or else you can ask someone who does muscle testing. You can look up apply kinesiology, or you can look up muscle testing to have it assess so you're not taking that for no reason, or even worse, it could have adverse effect on you. Does that answer your question?
Thank you. That was wonderful.
Um, so I had a question, Ra, about snakes. So you seem to have a great relationship with them. I have a very, very big fear of snakes. What, from your perspective, does that represent, and how can I transform that fear in this day and age? Thank you.
So snakes are one of the most feared species on your planet. There are many reasons why they are feared that way. Snakes are a powerful archetype as they are the all-seer. They have no eyelid. Their eyes are always open, always ready. The fear that people experience is based a lot in your day and age by the television show and the film that you have been shown, showing you that all snakes are dangerous. All snakes are basically trying to get you, trying to end your life. But this is not true. The snakes are like any other animal. If they sense danger, they will actually defend themselves. They will warn you first. And when they are warning you, it doesn't mean that they're going to jump on you. They're just saying, like, go away. I don't want to have an encounter with you right now. They are great at sensing energy as well. You know, they are reptile and we have a reptilian brain. So, in a way, we can really understand them well with this fight or flight mechanism inside of us. So, the snakes are not the problem. The belief system that you have been instilled in your mind is what is causing you the fear. So, one way that you can break that fear would be by breaking this belief system and reframing it. Although this is a really tough one because it's connected to your survival ability. So, it could basically end your life. So, one way to break that spell, if we could say it that way, is to take your courage and start having encounters with snake, but snake that have been with a lot of humans to show you that they are not bad. They are all like other reptiles, like other living beings. You know, they have a survival mechanism and their goal is to protect themselves. So if you learn more about snake, if you educate yourself on snake and the way they are acting or reacting, this will help a lot to change your mind. Again, if you go out and look at movies and all the other type of media wanting to instill fear in human beings, you will see snakes that are deadly. They won't show you the nice ones, the ones that are basically being one with human beings. So, this is up to you to change this relationship because even the most dangerous snake, venomous snake, could actually become an ally for humans. But the fear is what is causing the problem. Does that answer your question?
Um, Not quite. So are you saying the way I transform this is, for example, to go to a pet store and get to know them better? That's the method of transformation.
It could be that. It could be to go to a pet store, but even better would be to go to someone that knows how to handle snake. And there are programs out there for the sensitization of fear with snakes. You can find people that are actually doing that, and they will introduce you to more than one snake, and they will show you how to handle them. They will teach you about their behavior and about how to be when you are around a snake. So, this is one way. The other way is to also read on them and to understand their behavior.
Okay. Those are doable things. Thank you.
Thank you for your question.
Hello, Ra. Thank you for sharing your energy and your wisdom here with us now.
You're welcome.
I have a question I would like to ask in regards to the raw material, if that's okay.
Yeah.
One of the things that I read about in the raw material, which I think a lot of people encountered, which probably turned them off from it, is a particular phraseology that was used that spoke of the harvesting or reaping of souls in regards from a third to fourth density. I would love if you could share your perspective and opinions of this now, and if you wish to cast it in any different light or have any other comments about it.
So, just to clarify, what is your understanding of that line?
For me personally, I see it as a very positive transformation of entities going from third to fourth density.
Thank you. So, what I will speak about right now is it's connected to the introduction message. A bunch of you are being called to move up from the third dimension, and you mentioned the fourth dimension, and then the fifth dimension, and actually connect to other dimensions. You all have this ability, and the channel is actually an example of that. And many people who are channeling are examples of that, and more people are coming out on your internet to show you that this is possible. This is how human being can live their life. You all have this multidimensional aspect. Some of you have done enough work on themselves to understand how to tap into this energy. The mass on your planet have not done this work, far from it. And right now, with the cosmic changes, the veil, the blockage of energy has been lowered exponentially, and the return of the sun is helping a lot to improve the frequency vibration, to increase the frequency vibration, and literally bring more light into your being, more lightness, if we could say it that way, so you can ascend on demand to higher dimension, non-physical dimension. So this is what's happening right now. Back in the 1980s, when the law of one material has been created, the energy was completely different. Now you are in it. You are at the end of this transition phase, going back into these abilities, these multi-dimensional abilities that you all have inside of you. Now the cosmic forces, energy are supporting for all of you to be connecting if you wish so. And again, if you are here, it's because you all have these abilities. You are all able to do it. And as a 7th, 8th dimensional entities, we are strongly inviting you to do so for the sake of your own well-being first, but of the well-being of the collective on your planet and the cosmic well-being as well.
Thank you
Does
so
that
much.
answer your question?
It did. Thank you.
Welcome, Ra. We are so glad that you were able to join us tonight. I'm curious, since we're all very connected, or we would not all be here, if you could share some of your connections with some of the attendees tonight on some level. You don't have to do them all, but anything would be interesting, I'm sure.
We would like to say that you all share a connection with the energy vibration that we are. Some of you are vibrating more at this frequency vibration, and one of the way to know it right now is how are you feeling in your body? Is your body responding in a positive way? Are you feeling more light? Are you feeling the energy vibrating within your system? Are you open in the middle of your head? Do you feel the third eye so superficially on your forehead or in the middle of your head? Do you feel some activation there as we are sharing our message? Do you feel grounded and calm inside of you? This is a way to know if you are connected to our energy vibration. So it's up to you to investigate inside of yourself. You are the creator of your life, and you are the only guide, the best guide that you will ever meet in this life. So, doing your internal inquiry and being open to receive is what is needed for you to know how much of a connection do you have to our frequency.
I got a big jolt of energy on that. I really appreciate that, Rob. Thank you so much for that answer.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for your service.
Hi, Ra.
Hi.
Some of the questions I've been asked and the answers already have addressed some of my original reasons for questions, but I guess I'll take it first personal. I'd like to know a little bit more about the energy of Amun-Ra and how it relates to your collective.
Did you say Amun-Ra?
Yes, Amun-Ra.
Hold on. We can't answer on that right now.
Okay. Then I'll move into the subject of fear, which I think was embedded in some of the questions here today. I see a fear in what I call cellular memory of the body. You know, certainly the fear of death is embedded in so many experiences that our body remembers in that we have in our past. And I see fear in when people look at the future, or they look at what's coming, and there's great level of uncertainty. And I see it as a very crippling thing that humanity has to become better at handling, or individually, of course, because everything is an individual thing. So, what message can you give us in the direction of improving our ability to meet the fears that are present in us, individually and collectively?
Thank you for this question. Fear is a predominant emotion on your planet, and it's a double-edged sword, as probably all of you know. Fear can actually save your life, help you to stay in the experience that you're in, but can also hinder you in quite a big way. So, one must be able to master the ability to observe from a third perspective what's going on inside of him or herself, meaning that fear will create physiological sensation, will usually paralyze people in some sort of way, keeping them on the same spot or holding them from taking action in a certain direction. So, fear is one of the great tricks of your ego mind to keep you in the same experience, because the ego mind wants stability, previsibility, it wants certainty, And this is how the system is built. So you must know that information first, because if you know that's how the system is built, you can know how to, if we could say it that way, overwrite the system, or as a term that's really popular right now, update your system. So the fear could actually be transmuted into another emotion like courage, like hope, like optimism. So it could actually help you to contribute into creating something new. But in order to do that, you need to master the ability to self regulate your nervous system and to observe what's going on into your body, into your mind, as you are experiencing that specific emotion. So if you are able to notice, as an example, we'll take the snake. Oh, I'm seeing a snake on TV, and that's not even in front of me. I'm seeing it on TV, and I got this heartbeat that's going up. I got the clenching of my jaw, the clenching of the fist, the clenching of the legs, whatever is being tense up. This is all happening as a result of seeing the snake. The snake is not even there, but the physiology is responding as if the snake was there. Then what's going on into my mind? Oh, this snake is dangerous. Oh, I hope I will never be in that situation in my life, or else I would die. Whatever you're telling yourself. So this is what is keeping the fear in place, is the internal dialogue, aka the belief system, and then this physiological sensation. So the way to override this is to actually take back control of your mind, of your nervous system, of your physiology, so you can do internal alchemy. You can transmute the emotion that is negatively charged, that is overwhelming, that is keeping you stuck, into an emotion that will help you to transcend, move forward, see different perspective, find solution, and override that old pattern. So the breathing that we were talking about in the question of microbiome, this is super important to get back into neutral space. And then seeing clearly and knowing what is it that my body is feeling when I'm telling myself the different stories. So if you are able to catch yourself in the moment, you are able to regulate your nervous system. And let's say you can reframe to, oh, I'm sensing that tightness inside of my body when I see a snake. That's interesting. I wonder if I could switch it to another reaction. What if I was to tell myself that this snake is like another animal and not all snakes want to kill me? Some of them might be just curious, or some of them might just feel threatened, and I can learn how to adapt to this specific species. So then I could generate another emotion inside of myself. So that was just an example. So collectively, if everyone is able to see that fear is a protective mechanism, but it's not the end, it's not the truth, it's just the way that the system is programmed, we can actually, as a collective being, transcend this lower vibration emotion that has been instilled in us in the human body, and as a collective take a choice of reframing, updating, so we can live a different experience. The challenge for you humans is that you are so run by your ego mind that you don't even notice that you are run by your ego mind. So the challenge is to be aware, more conscious. That requires more energy from you to be more aware, more conscious. And when you notice you are experiencing fear, for instance, you can stop yourself and do this reframe inside of yourself. You can assess, is this life-threatening right now? Another example is the fear of losing your job. Are you really going to lose your job, or is just the fear connected to a belief system that you might feel not good enough, and then the fear is kicking in? Oh, I'm going to lose my job. So check your belief system. And most importantly, you need to be able to master your physiology and being able to come back into a neutral state and grounded. And one of the most important thing is, yes, breathing, but it's also spending time in nature, connecting with the elements, the water, the fire, the earth, connecting with the wind, connecting with the rain. All the elements will help you to actually self-regulate and will help you also to feel less of these negatively charged emotions. Because when you spend time in nature, your planet is unconditionally loving you. And when you spend time in nature, you are receiving that unconditional love, even though you're not even aware of it sometimes. This is one of the reasons why you feel so good in nature. So, more time in nature, you're all planet now, most human beings are completely disconnected from the mother, the earth. So connecting back to the mother is one of the most important thing.
Thank you very
Does that
much.
answer your question, or you want
Yes,
more
yes.
details?
I yield to my friends here that also like to ask some questions, and I have enough information, so
Okay,
appreciate it. Thank you.
thank you.
Greetings and salutations, Ra. This is Irene, and I have a sacred geometry question. You had described that sacred geometry represents the underlying geometric pattern and structure that forms the fabric of the universe. I see many random geometric patterns in meditation, and when I put myself in the void, I often feel myself as a vertex of larger geometric shapes. When I visualize specific events that I would like to experience, is there a way that I can see a geometric representation of that creation? And if so, what would be the best way to do that, to see that geometric pattern of the structure that I'm creating, rather than random shapes?
What are you describing as random shape exactly?
Sometimes I will go to create a specific event, and then I will see a spinning red tetrahedron come towards me, and then I'll be in the center of it. And then I'll go ahead and I'll work on that visualization that I'm doing. But I know that there's a geometric representation of that visualization. But I don't know what it is. It would be such an interesting thing to be able to see the geometric pattern that's the construct of the reality that I'm creating. What would be a way to do that?
Have you tried something specific so far? Or you're just asking the question here for the first time as something that is interesting to you?
I'm asking the question for the first time because when I create things, I don't see geometric patterns. I see geometric patterns when I'm not creating things, like when I'm in the void, there'll be these incredible geometric patterns that show up, or I'll feel that I'm a part of much larger shapes. But when I actually actively manifest, I don't see them, but they must be there because they form the underlying structure of that visualization.
Yes. Yes, they are always there. You're just not perceiving it. So, you would like a way to connect with that?
Yes, to be able to see that.
Yes. Okay. So, this is one way you can do it. You gonna first connect to your heart, but you're gonna connect to basically asking your body to bring your attention to the middle of your heart. So don't try to control it. Ask your body to do that. Bring my mind to the middle of my heart and focus your attention there. Keep your attention to the middle point of your heart. And then do that at the beginning for 2 to 5 minutes. And what you will feel is a relaxation in your body, and you're going to start feeling an opening, a relaxation in your mind as well. So when you feel that your mind is relaxing, that basically thoughts are vanishing. Bring your attention to the middle of your head, to your pineal gland. Again, ask your body, bring my attention to the middle of my head. You don't have to be super precise. Ask your body to do it for you. So your mind is out of the way. So focus in the middle of your head. And do that for another 2 to 5 minutes. At some point, you will start feeling your head vibrating. When you feel that vibration, hold that vibration, connect the middle of your head to your heart via a pillar of light. So you're going to imagine you have a pillar of light that goes from the middle of your head to the middle of your heart. You will create kind of a little diagonal line because your heart is not fully centered. So we really want to connect the middle of the heart to the middle of your head, not your heart chakra. So when these two are connected together, you will say activate inner vision, activate sacred geometry. And then you will wait with your intention to open up to geometrical pattern to show up in your experience. One thing we didn't mention, before you do all of that, you need to ground yourself. So sit down, and when you're breathing, allow yourself to feel, let's say you're sitting on the ground or you're sitting on the chair, allow yourself to feel the chair, to feel the ground, or to feel your feet on the floor. And allow yourself to drop your energy into the ground, allowing your energy to be transmuted. Everything that could be disturbing your energy, anything that could be frazzling a little bit your energy system will be absorbed by the earth to be transmuted so you can have a clear energy, so you can access those higher vibration, because right now you're asking to be able to connect to patterns. So you want to connect to the language of the universe. But before you do that, you need to be able to calm your body so you can feel safe and secure. And this is a training process. With time, you will be able to see these forms really easily, but it will take training. Does that make sense to you?
It absolutely does. And so just to clarify, when I have finished putting myself in that state, that is when I begin my visualization.
Correct.
I'm so excited to go to bed tonight because I'm going to start doing this, and I'm so excited. I can't even tell you how excited I am. Thank you so much.
And we want to say that the very fact that you are excited right now and that you asked that question means that this is connected to your energy and it will show up easily. But do the practice, do the training.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Well, this has been enormously enjoyable. Very, very enlightening. I have a couple of questions related to each other that are quite pragmatic. Seth talks about the fact that there's no cause and effect in physical reality. And so I'm wondering, so when I go to the gym and I work out, which I enjoy, I am trying to work out from a heart-centered place, from my, what Seth refers to as my supra self, and I'm trying to allow that part of myself to take my body where it needs to go for the workout. And I use roughly the same process when I'm eating food. I recognize that food is an energy consciousness and therefore is my energy consciousness and wants what I want even more than I want it. And then I specifically say what I want from the food. So, do you have any comments or guidance or enlightenment for me regarding those approaches that I use?
From our perspective, we understand that why you're doing this is to have a positive impact from whether the workout you do or for the food that you are eating. You want a positive impact from these actions in your life so you can actually be, so to speak, the version of you that is experiencing an interesting, exciting life. Is that correct?
100%. Exactly.
Keep doing it.
Okay.
You are actually, with your intentions, with your heart energy, you are creating kind of a unification. So making your body vibrate to, we we would say the word highest potential, but it's not really that. But this is a word you can understand as a human being. So one thing that's important here, and this is related to what you're speaking about, but also related to anything in your life, you have the ability to change the energy of anything. So if, and that's why one of your grandmasters or a few of your grandmasters on your planet were able to ingest poisonous substance or drugs and remain unaffected because of the power of their mind. They had transcended the material aspect of what it is to be a human being. They were dealing with higher realms. So you all have this capacity to do that if you are training. Some of you might get there easily because you have past incarnation or other incarnation where you were able to do that. But some of you might take more time, but you do have the ability to affect things like the food, like your workout. Let's say if you work out and you are being one with the barbell or the dumbbell, uh, or the movement that you're doing, you're being one with that motion itself, you will feel completely different, and the impact on your body is going to be completely different than if you just go and work out and just lift weight mindlessly and completely disconnected, listening to low vibration music. It will be completely different for the same movement. So it's the same thing with your food, with your water. If you put intention in your water, the water will create a different impact in your body because you are a reflection of all that is, of the one. So, because you are all a reflection of the one, you can affect anything if you merge with it. Does that make sense for you?
Uh, yes, and I feel it deeply in my body when I'm allowing my inner spirit, my supra self, to take over and guide me in my movements and in my exercise. It's totally transformed the way I work out from to a much more feeling place. Now, I have you brought up something that interests me. I put water out in the sun every day, and then I take that water and I put it in the purified water that we have in the house. And the story we tell ourselves is that the sun's rays bring intelligence to the water so that it works for our benefit.
So, what is your question?
It's not a question, or is that a meaningful ritual or practice?
Yes. And anything that you attach a positive meaning to a certain type of practice or ritual will help you positively because it becomes sacred for you, meaning that you put an intention and you are 100% present to your energy and to the energy of the substance in front of you, whether it's water, whether it's food, whether it's someone, whether it's a plant. And this is bringing sacredness and unity. So your whole energy system will normalize itself, self-regulates itself when you do these types of ritual, and you will be more likely to be connected to your higher guidance or any other higher guidance when you do more of these types of ritual. And the sun right now is really powerful. So we do encourage you to not only put your water in front of sun rays, but also for you to go outside at least 15, 20 minutes per day and stand or sit in front of the sun and let the light come into you and feel these light codes shifting your energy. Allow it.
Thank you so much. I'll do that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ra, we've been going a little bit over an hour. Would you like to do more questions? We're not sure how much time you and the channel have for us.
We're good for a few more questions.
Zoe? Liz, you might want to go. She may have fallen asleep.
Oh, thanks, Ray. I have a question. So, what if people ask Jean-Francois like in a different language? Would you be able to understand the intention of the question? And also, would Jean-Francois be able to speak a different language that the person who asked the question understand as well?
Not at this time, but it's a possibility.
Oh, awesome. Is Zoe back yet? I have another question. So, could you please speak about the difference between a tiger and a cat? Are they the same?
They carry a completely different energy vibration. The tiger is a strong archetype on your planet and could be really beneficial for you to work with its energy if specifically you feel drawn towards the tiger and what it represents for you personally, but what also it has represented in different mythology on your planet. You can always access the spirit animal when you are in need during your days, whether it's at work, whether it's with friends, whether it's in a meditation, whether you need more of this tigery, fierce energy, strategic energy into your project, you can call on the tiger energy or any other animal energy. So the cat is a completely different archetype. So the cat is an animal that most people like for their intelligence, their ability to bounce, their ability to be really playful as well, and be independent, be also comfortable in the dark. So, in a way, the cat is also a really great animal to tap into in these times because of its agility, its flexibility, its capacity to see in the dark. So it's a different type of energy. So having a cat in your house could actually impact your energy in a big way if you connect to this type of energy and if it's vibrating at your frequency. Now, is that the type of information that you wanted to know, or is it something else that you are interested in?
Can the tiger or lion see through different dimensions like cats, like how cats can do as well?
If they can see in different dimensions?
Yeah.
The lions can see in different dimensions. It's actually highly connected with the stars. The lion receive energy from the cosmos And this is where they draw most of their energy to stand tall and be strong in the wild. This is one of the reasons why this animal is so much revered by human beings because of this cosmic connection. The tiger is more of a earthly being, although it has some connection to other dimension, but it's completely different than the lion.
Jack?
So, hello, Ra. And I really love what you and Jeff are doing together today, allowing him to flex his muscles, shall we say. Um, and I'm interested in an answer that you gave a little earlier, and in it, an observation that I've made due to my, we'll call it linear age. I have recognized that the color of our sun has changed from yellow to white in my life period, in my reality anyway. And of course, that shift means a shift in energy. And I wonder if that's something you might like to play with a little bit in some sort of offering. Thank you.
Thank you for your question. The sun is constantly changing, so it will keep on changing throughout the years, throughout the decades, throughout the centuries. Some of you will see the sun in different colors as well, depending of your past incarnation, depending also on your physical body and your vision in this lifetime. So the color of the sun is not something that is the same for everyone on your planet. And nor is the same color for other beings out there as well. Because of the way you are able to perceive color on your color scale, you are seeing the sun with that kind of orange, or if you could say white or yellow. We are inviting you not to be too attached to the color that you are perceiving things out there, but more to connect internally to the energy vibration of the sun itself, or the planets, or the stars, and allow yourself also to see these in your inner vision and see if in your inner vision it's a different color, because it might be a different color. So the most important thing is to connect to the vibration using your physical body and using your supramental abilities.
Thank you for that. I took the opportunity, as you mentioned, that to in fact connect with that representation of color inwardly, and it in fact is different. Thank you.
And what is it for you?
It's a pulsating violet in the moment for me.
Did it change or it remained the same?
I accessed it only briefly, so not long enough to notice any changes, just the initial energy and the way it showed up for me in the moment.
Play with it. You'll see. It will
Always.
change again.
Hi there, it's me again. And I have a question. I A high content wolf hybrid came to me earlier this year, very unexpectedly and with a huge, very powerful synchronicity. And in a session with Bashar, he said that this relationship will be very meaningful. It's been a very challenging 8 months working with her, and sometimes I feel it very difficult and challenging to connect with her. And I was wondering if you could give me some help and guidance in my communication with her. She's an 86% high content wolf hybrid.
What makes it interesting and exciting for you to connect with that specific being?
Well, initially I didn't want to. I wasn't looking for the connection. I wasn't looking for a wolf hybrid. And when she came to me, it's not something that I wanted to do or was really willing to do. But shocking synchronicity pushed her into my life. And so I've been finding it extremely challenging. And as time is going by, the relationship is getting better and better. But I feel like I'm missing something and that it could be much better. And that the fault, for want of a better word, is my ability to communicate with her and open up and communicate with her.
How is this relationship a reflection of other relationship in your life?
My life is pretty much a mess. So,
Hmm.
so there we go. I went through a divorce a year ago, so I've been putting myself back on my feet. And it's been a very challenging time and a very emotionally tumultuous time, which I see coming out in my relationship with her. The calmer I am, the calmer she is. The more crazy I am, the more crazy she is. But it's getting much better. But I feel like my skill could be much better in communicating with her on a deeper level. And I'm struggling a little bit.
So what we will suggest you is to improve the way you are communicating with yourself, with the different parts of you that are hurt, or the different parts of you that needs your attention. So opening up to these parts of you, because if you're here in this incarnation, you have some internal work to do. And if you want to connect with beings out there, you need to be connected with what's in you in this incarnation. The more you're going to take care of that, as you said, when you're calm, it's easier. The more you will take care of that, the more you will feel calm inside of you, and your whole system will relax, and then it will open up communication with those higher beings effortlessly. You won't have to do anything, the connection will be there. So, in a way, looking to improve the connection with that being is actually by connecting more with your inner parts, that this will become effortless, and you will also benefit much more in your whole life to be doing it that way. This is what is holding you back and creating more difficulty and challenges. Does that make sense to you?
It does. I'm finding it extremely challenging to communicate with myself right now. Perhaps leftover guilt from a last relationship. I seem to be almost unable to do that. Is there a word of advice you can give me?
When you say to do that, to do what exactly?
To communicate with the other aspects of myself.
what is the challenge for you?
Overriding feelings of guilt take over and block me from any sense of peace that I have or ability
Okay,
to communicate with myself.
so you will need to face the guilt. You will need to let this emotion be inside of yourself. And like we were speaking at the beginning of this transmission, to observe the sensation connected with the guilt, to observe the story that you're telling yourself when you are experiencing guilt. You can write it down. This is going to help you to see it from a third person perspective. And if you're able to observe it and breathe through it, so again, keeping your steady breathing, grounding yourself, letting the emotion come down into the earth to be transmuted. So using your breath as the way to make the energy move inside of your body. So once you will have observed that emotion, observe these thoughts for long enough, they will lose the intensity that they have right now inside of your system because they will feel acknowledged and seen. The problem, and this is not only for you, and thanks for bringing it up, for human beings, is as soon as they feel a negatively charged emotion that is creating uncomfortable sensation inside of them, they want to resist it or run away from it or hide from it or put it under the rug, so to speak. And this is how it's going to stay in your life and stay there until you really acknowledge it and really let it be. Let it be inside of your system. It's by allowing it to be there. And literally, we are inviting you to speak to your guilt and say, thank you for what you brought me. Thank you. But now you're not needed anymore if I want to move forward. So I'm going to let you be here until you understand. So basically is actually meeting that specific emotion with love, with kindness, with compassion. So basically meeting yourself with compassion in that process of feeling this uncomfortable feeling and seeing what is the narrative, what are the belief system that are connected to that. And again, reframing your belief system. But the most important part is letting the feeling be there and know that this feeling will pass as well. Once you acknowledge it, once you let it be there, once you feel it, it will have no more reason to be there. Does that make sense to you? And I know it's not easy.
It does. It makes sense to me. And I work through it. It's very difficult when you see the pain that it causes another person. Because every time
Yes,
you see the person, it's like you relive it over and over again, like a record being played repeatedly. I think that's the challenge.
that is the challenge. Because when you see it, when you say you're seeing it again, repeated over and over, this is the challenge is for you to be able to create a new narrative
I
that will be
see.
connected to a new emotion that will make you feel different about yourself and about the relationship that you had with that person or these people in particular. And the compassion is what the love towards yourself is what will allow you to transmute into a more positive vibration and will help you to feel more relaxed and start the the healing process, which really, the healing, which really is, it's transmutation of energy.
I like that, a new narrative connected to a new emotion. I'll work on that tonight. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you for your service.
That is it for right now, Ra. Thank you very much for your wonderful and expansive answers and for providing your energy for this evening and this transmission and co-creation.
Thank you so much for all of you. You are such a group of high energy being. We are honored to have connected with you through the channel tonight. Thank you so much to all of you. Until
Thank
next time.